Monte Carlo simulation methods are a broad class of algorithms to obtain numerical results. Even though the system we consider is a deterministic one, still we could probably use this method to obtain numerical results. In this video, let us see how we can obtain the value of pi using Monte Carlo simulation. The equation of the circle is x square plus y square is equal to 1. So y square is equal to 1 minus x square. So in the first quadrant, we only consider the first quadrant. Then y is equal to positive root of 1 minus x square. Oh, okay, so this much curve, the part of the circle within the first quadrant, that is y is equal to plus root of 1 minus x square. So if you integrate this curve from 0 to 1, we will get the area under the curve. Okay, so we integrate from 0 to 1, this y is equal to root of 1 minus x square dx. That is the 1/4 of the area of the circle, right? The first quadrant. So that is a by 4. So a is equal to 4 into integral root of 1 minus x square dx. So what is the area? It is pi. So pi is equal to 4 into integral 0 to 1 root of so pi is equal to 4 into integral 0 to 1 root of 1 minus x square dx. So we can calculate the value of pi using calculus, using integration. But we can calculate the value of pi without using any calculus, just by counting points using Monte Carlo simulation. Let us see how can we find the value of pi using Monte Carlo simulation without using much of the mathematics. Let us consider a rectangle. Length of one side of this rectangle is 2 because the radius of the circle is 1. So diameter of the circle is 2. So length of one side of the square is 2. So area of this rectangle is 4. 2 into 2, 4. So let us denote the area of the rectangle by a prime. And area of the circle is pi. We denote it by a. Okay. Now let us put points in the rectangle. Okay. So we put points in this rectangle randomly, and this point should be distributed uniformly. So we have to generate points within the rectangle, and these points should be distributed uniformly. Okay, so let us count the number of points in the rectangle. They are distributed across the rectangle uniformly. So that is n. The number of points fall in the circle, let us denote it by n. So we just count how many points are there. 1, 2, 3, etc. Total there are n number of points, capital N number of points, out of which small n number of points fall within this circle. Okay, so if we consider now, this number of points n must be proportional to area of the rectangle, right? They are proportional to area of the rectangle. And the number of points in the circle must be proportional to area of the circle. Okay, so if we can convert this proportionality into equation, there will be a constant of proportionality, right? So you will get like this, and n will be equal to k into a. Okay, so capital N is equal to k into 4. Then small n will be equal to k into pi. So if you divide this equation by this one, we will get small n by capital N is equal to pi by 4, right? So what is the value of pi? Pi will be equal to 4 small n by capital N. That is, by just putting points in the rectangle, we should therefore by just putting points in the rectangle which should be distributed uniformly across the rectangle, Then by counting the number of points in the rectangle and counting the number of points within the circle, we could probably find the value of pi. Only thing is, these points should be distributed randomly and these points should be distributed uniformly across the rectangle. As the number of points increases, the accuracy of the value pi will be increased. Consider the R program on the left side. So n is equal to, we put the number of points. N is equal to, say for example, 10,000. That is the number of points we are going to put across the rectangle. Then initially let small n is equal to 0. That is the number of points within the circle is 0. So for k is equal to 1 to n, that means we are going to generate n points. For each point we need a code. We need x coordinate and y coordinate. That means we need two random numbers, x coordinate and y coordinate. So x is equal to r unif 1. R unif is 1. That means it will generate a uniform number. Usually when you generate a uniform number in R, that will lie between 0 and 1. So any uniformly distributed random number generated by this command R unif 1 means we are generating only 1 point. That will be between 0 and 1. So if you multiply that with 2, the number will lie between 0 and 2. But we need the number should lie between -1 and +1. So we subtracted 1. So a number lying between 0 and 2, and when we subtract 1, so the number will lie between -1 and +1, right? So this is the x coordinate of the point actually, for any point, and y is similarly the y coordinate of that particular point, which is also being generated similarly, like r unif 1 into 2 minus 1. So we got two random numbers lying between -1 and +1. First one is the x coordinate and the second one is the y coordinate. Now we check if y is less than square root of 1 minus s square. It should be less than this positive square root of 1 minus x square, and that y must be, if the point is somewhere around here, it will not follow. It will not be within the circle. So that must be within the circle. Then that y must be greater than minus s square t of 1 minus s square, right? If it is in the upper part of the x-axis, so it will be less than root of 1 minus s square. If it is below the x-axis, it must be greater than minus root of 1 minus s square. So in that case, we will increment n by 1. That means we will say one more point is there within the circle. So we will put this in a loop so that it will generate n number of points. Here the n is 10,000 points will generate. So after that, we will see once the loop is over, we will get how many of them are within the circle. So then pi is equal to 4, capital N is equal to k into 4. 4 is the area of the rectangle. That is, n was proportional to the area of the rectangle, and small n is the number of points within the circle. So that was proportional to the area of the circle. So this is 2. When we divide this equation by this equation, that is pi by 4 is equal to n by capital N. So what is the value of pi? Pi is equal to 4 into n by capital N. That is what we have written over here, right? When we print, we'll get the value of pi. Let us run this simulation. Let us initially put capital N is equal to 10, so that we are only generating 10 points. So we will run that. So after the loop is over, we will get the number of points falling within the circle, that is a small n. Then pi is equal to 4 star n by capital N. Then print pi. So let us run this program one by one. Okay. So we got to pi is equal to 3.2 because we only generated 10 points. If we increase the number of points, we may get more accurate values. Now pi is 3.12. We'll again increase the value. The more points we put, the more accurate will be the value. See, so similarly, when you have sufficient enough numbers, you will get the value of pi to the desired accuracy. By increasing, you can get the value of pi more accurately. The interesting part of this Monte Carlo simulation is that we did not use much mathematics for finding the value of pi. We just counted the number of points. The points we put across the rectangle uniformly. That is the only condition. After which we will just count how many of them are within the circle. So by just counting the number in the circle, we can get the value of pi without using much mathematics. That is the interesting part of this Monte Carlo simulation.